Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Ken Burke, and welcome to this X39 presentation I'll be sharing tonight with you. Do thank the person who invited you to take a look at this presentation. It will be recorded. It will be recorded. So if you have somebody that wanted to see it and they missed it, we'll be able to get it to you as well. Just ask your upline or the person who invited you. But tonight you're going to find yourself being one of three people tonight after seeing this presentation. Number three would be someone who likes what they see. Say, Ken, I like what I see, but I want to do more research. Totally get it. Or maybe you're a number two, you like what you see, you want to get some of these patches for you and your loved ones. Or you're number one, you like what you see, you want to get some of these patches for you and your loved ones, and you want to hit the go button on this rewarding program offered for those who share it, not sell it. And I'll explain that more in just a little bit. But once again, welcome. And once again, I'm Ken Burke, and my lovely wife and I, Diana, have been married for 33 years, and we've been wearing and sharing this patch for almost 2.5 years now. And it's been just an amazing blessing for our loved ones, for our family, and now many people that we have shared this with. It's such a blessing of hope. And hopefully you'll see tonight why we're so excited to bring this amazing patch and the presentation of it and the team also that's sharing it to you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a presentation slide deck that is shown around the world with our team that makes it easier for you to determine if you're a 3, 2, or 1 as shared earlier. So let me go ahead and bring that slide deck up now and we'll go from there. And by the way, I'm coming to you from Trinity, Florida. It's in the Tampa Bay area, Florida. And the weather's been spectacular today. And so it's going to be awesome. Actually, next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, my wife and I will be doing the national presentation that's done on a Friday from 12 to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time from Napa Valley. And so that's going to be pretty awesome as well. All right, so let me bring this up to us and we'll go from there. All right, so the question we like to ask is, have you been patched yet? And if you haven't, then definitely get with the person who invited you and make sure you get some. So what this patch is going to do, it's going to elevate, activate, and regenerate your own cells, particularly your stem cells. And you can see the patch here worn on this pretty woman, looks like one of our daughters. And but the patch can be worn anywhere in the body. We'll talk about that in just a minute. First, though, we like to give credit where credit is most due, and it's for this amazing gentleman, David Schmidt, who invented this technology that's changed our lives. And David himself is a scientist of scientists. He's an awesome inventor. He has over 130 patents to his name. And he started 20 years ago with the Navy SEALs. They hired him to figure out a way to keep these gentlemen awake underneath the water 18 hours in these specialized submarines. And David, who also has a strong faith in God, believed that God gave an idea of how to create a two-patch system, two of these patches together, and that would leverage the light from in the body, believe it or not, and then using the how do you say, leveraging the fat in the body with the light in the body through these patches to be able to create energy. And it worked. It kept these Navy SEALs awake underneath the water as it needed. And that eventually led to the Berkeley swim team finding out about this patch, and then led to Michael Phelps more in this two-patch energy system. So during the Olympics, this technology was worn back in the day. And then eventually David began to invent other patches. But then in 2008, he turned his attention to stem cells. And over a period of 10 years and 80 clinical trials, he finally got this one patch, the X39 patch, patented and approved, which is pretty amazing because that would have been during COVID in 2020, and that this patch got approved. And what happened is the company basically, once this got approved, launched like a rocket. People began to get amazing results, began to share, and the company went from doing about 20 million a year back just not even 5 years ago during COVID with the other patches to having this one patch launch it through the results to where last year they did over $650 million 86% of those revenue came from this one patch, and this year they're projected to hit 1 billion in sales because of the amazing results that is compelling family and friends to share. And there is no advertising budget. You're not going to find us on social media or on TV or on the shelves in Walmart. It's found by those who care and love their family and friends that believe in it and share it. And that's why this has been so quickly spreading, because word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising, and it's results that speak for themselves. So let me tell you a little bit about what's inside this patent, because this is a patented technology. It's patented until 2040. And so no one in the world actually has this technology. This is it. But inside the patent, I love reading this, if I can bring this down here. Inside this 31-page patent, it says, as a result of elevating this copper peptide, it's going to activate stem cells. It's going to improve energy. It's going to elevate antioxidants. It's going to reduce inflammation. It's going to manage pain. It's going to improve stamina. It's going to elevate collagen production and improve wound healing, just to name a few. That's all inside the patent based on the 80 clinical trials and studies that are done, double-blind studies, randomized controlled studies, that gave the blessing from the United States government to put this inside the patent. Underneath the FDA, we're defined as a wellness patch. So we're basically a beautifully safe resource for children as little as grandbabies to great-grandmothers and all points in between. And so what a blessing that light therapy can be with no side effects. So the story is, when you and I were in the womb, the very first cell we were was a stem cell. And then that morphed obviously into every cell we now are. But then you're given a reserve of stem cells throughout your entire body for healing and restoration, repair, in your brain, your bones, your lungs, what have you. And so, but the problem is, when you're 30, half of those stem cells are now dormant, and the aging process is now setting in. By the time you're 60, almost all those stem cells are dormant. And as we know, I'll be 60 in May, we have a lot of the effects of aging setting in the degradation that's happening. And until now, because now we have a patch that will turn on those dormant stem cells. And how is this working? Well, it's working through a proprietary form of phototherapy. Now, it's not phototherapy like as the sunlight hitting your skin and the body elevates vitamin D. No, this is infrared light. All of us walk around emitting infrared light. So if you put infrared goggles on, people light up in the dark. Why? Because inside the heat wave is a light wave. That's infrared light that emanates from our DNA. It's fascinating, and it has a mathematical frequency to it. Well, that's basically from inside my body bouncing off this patch. And in the patch are these patented microscopic, basically crystals from organic plants that are arranged in such a way that kind of like mirror back a frequency. And so those two frequencies connect, and this elevates this peptide inside of us. And when it does, the brain says, thank you very much. I'm going to start reactivating all your dormant stem cells. It's actually fascinating. So it's using light to activate, internal light. So you can be pitch dark, it doesn't matter. And this is non-transdermal, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. I'm not re-injecting someone else's stem cells in me or having my blood drawn and spinning it to have my stem cells re-injected back into me. So it's not invasive. It's amazing. Now, remember, the patch isn't doing the healing. Your body's doing the healing. So some of the things that you can expect based on the clinical trials and studies, but from what we've seen, and this is just to touch upon a few of the things, is increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina. The word inflammation, anything with the word itis behind it, it comes from inflammation. So now you have a resource to be able to nip that in the bud. Energy, vitality, mental clarity. For me, when I was learning about this patch, I was under a ton of stress. I ran an 18-man advertising company. That was my company. And it was very difficult to find good sales reps. So even though I built this organization and hired everybody and put them in place, I needed to still make money to make sure we got paid. And many times I had to get out there and continue to hustle making sales. And it was a lot of stress. Well, 2.5 weeks in on me wearing this patch, I had no idea that my brain was out of balance. And this basically balanced my brain. And my stress that I had went from about here 85% down to about 15%, and really never came back. I still have a little bit of stress today, but nothing like I did before. And so my mental clarity, my focus, the ability to simply be present, to be in where my shoes are at, to be there with my grandbabies. My wife and I, we have 10 grandchildren. And it's so beautiful to actually be present. Or when I go on vacation, when I used to be spun up around the axle thinking about the work and employees and making sure everything's gonna be fine when we came back. And I really was never present on vacation. Well, now when we go on vacation, we've been to Europe and Italy and all that. And it's been spectacular to actually be there, to be present and to soak it in. And it's been also interesting is that people who knew me said, after the patch, before the patch and after the patch, they would say, Ken, you sound different. You seem more at peace and more engaging when we talk together. And so my quality of life, the fact that I'm not as stressed when I come home, or all the little ways I think I sadly would snip at my wife, and I realize I don't do that. Okay. Because, this patch, it's amazing what it does. I call it a happy patch. And so think of people with PTSD or what have you, we've got a gift of blessing for them. But restore muscle skeletal condition at a client of mine in my advertising company, and is a dental practice. And they called me up and said, Ken, you're not going to believe this. We had a patient come in. We could not put a post in their jaw because it was too brittle. But they came back 8 weeks later and their jaw was solid enough for us to put a post in the jaw. We said, what happened? And he said, the patch. So, but it was only logical to believe and understand that what's happening is since the degradation of decay that we are going through in life doesn't sound very nice, does it? But that's what happens when we're getting older. Now what's happening is the brain says, oh, I can send stem cells there. And a stem cell, the power of a stem cell, by the way, is that it can morph into any cell the brain tells it. So here now, think about what's happening to your cardiovascular. Think about your bone structure, because your bone densities get thicker. It's pretty amazing. Moving on here, improvement in sleep. Most of us are so thankful for this patch because we're sleeping so much better than we did before. And sometimes I still get up a couple times a night, but man, I go right back to a deep sleep and vivid dreaming. And then when I wake up, it's as if I had a great full night's sleep. So I just love that. Improvement in skin. It's amazing that my wife used to have wrinkles in this décolleté area here, and now she doesn't, and which is pretty amazing. Her hair is thicker and longer than it used to be, like as when she was a teenager. And so it's been really spectacular. And so, no, I didn't marry a 21-year-old, though my wife looks like a 21-year-old. We married 33 years. So it's amazing to see the blessings that she's been able to experience as well. Also, let me just go back up. My wife had hot flashes that would not stop, 10 to 20 a day. And day 21 of this patch, they came to just a dull roar, which was absolutely amazing. And so every day while she was wearing the patch, she still was having the hot flashes. And so it was so important to make sure we stayed on wearing the patch, because by day 21, boom, September 9th, it was 2022. It was a Monday. It was a holiday. We're like, oh my gosh, what a difference. And then she had this thing called menopausal anxiety. We didn't know that's what it was at the time, but she began to get nervous in a flight or fight mode on a frequent basis. And we didn't know really what was going on. Well, after the patch, that all stopped. She also had hip pain after giving birth to 5 children. You can only imagine, but she had hip pain for years. And I remember just months in, I remember asking my wife, I said, hey, whatever happened to that hip pain? She goes, oh my gosh, that's right. We don't have it anymore. So it was so spectacular to be able to experience the benefits of what this patch was doing. And, so praise God for that. One second here. So here is an amazing analysis that was done on a 77-year-old woman. And recently we got to hear from a neuropsychologist explain to us about the inflammation that's on this woman's brain on the left. And he was completely amazed because he works specifically on trying to get that kind of inflammation down. And it says it can take months, and from diet and other, psychological counseling and things to try to get that inflammation down. But here on the past, just in 3 weeks, boom, this woman's brain is no longer inflamed, and her cognitive capabilities, her memory, no more brain fog, focus. And then 3 weeks after that is sustained. And so this is just the power of this amazing patch. But if you have inflammation in the brain, you also have it throughout the body. So it's not isolated. Additionally, beyond your stem cells, your genes that make up who you are, your height, that is, your eye color. There's about 18,000 or so of them that make up who we are. 4,000 of those reset to a younger state. Resveratrol red wine years ago got notoriety for the fact that it reset 2 of our genes. Where this is resetting 4,000 just in a matter of a few days. Pretty amazing. So even if you don't feel anything when you put the patch on, clinically, it is miraculously going to work on you. But eventually, you will feel it. And they say about 90%, 97% of those who wear this patch for 90 days see results. And I'd say about, with my friends, 70% within several days to several weeks. And 1 in 10 are like a one patch wonder in a matter of hours a day. It's really an hour or by the next day. It's pretty spectacular. So here we go. Also within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. I told you about that. And within 3 months, your collagen is increased, your skin, hair, nails, they grow thicker, longer, faster, less wrinkled, less gray. I used to have a gray splotch of hair in my hair here. I don't any longer. My eyebrows are grayer. They no longer are. Pretty amazing. Actually, I don't seem like I have a lot of hair, but I actually have a little more hair than I used to. So I'll take it. Within 6 months, this is so profound right here. Within 6 months, your cardiovascular reverses in age, depending on your age, by about 8 years within 6 months. So that means about every 2 months, your cardiovascular is being restored to about a 2-year younger state. I had a friend of mine got hit by a car. He was okay, but they did a full body scan at the hospital, and Mitch is in his 60s. And they said, "Oh, Mitch, we discovered you have a stretched aorta. It's like 35% stretch. We're going to have to give you bypass surgery. Come back in 12 weeks." He puts a patch on in the meantime for pain management, comes back 12 weeks later, and now it's down to just 5%. They said, "Well, no need for surgery." And it was interesting. We were talking to a plastic surgeon by the name of Dr. Adam Scheimer. He's been Dr. Oz before. He's got an office here in Tampa, Florida, and he has his patients wear this patch 1 month prior to surgery because they heal in days versus weeks, and he shows us on his site. And we happened to end up talking to him, and my friend mentioned to him and said, "Hey, my heart healed with this." He goes, "Oh, I can tell you what it is." And we're like, "Yeah, doc, please do." He goes, "Because your DNA is always talking to your brain. And the DNA says, I made your heart to look like this, but now it looks like that." And the brain says, "Oh, I'll go ahead and fix it." And that's how I explain it. I thought that was so powerful. But it is your brain that is in control. When you're cut your finger, guess what? It's healing. Well, because the brain's controlling all that. Pretty powerful. How do you wear the patch? You wear 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now, in this image here, you'll see that they tested it in 2 different places at 2 independent times in order to get the patent. So they had 2 inches below the back of the neck there, below the hairline, and then 2 inches below the belly button. These are also amazing meridians. But the reality is you can put this patch on and wear it anywhere in the body because there's light throughout the whole body. And the patch isn't doing any of the healing and repair. It's the body, it's the brain. And so once it's on, it knows it's on, just like when you touch your fingers. Well, how can you feel that? Well, it's the same thing because the brain, put it on, the brain knows, hey, that's there, and it goes to work. And so it's pretty amazing. You don't need more than 1 patch because the brain's doing the work. The brain knows it's on, now it's going to work. And really important to drink plenty of water. And we also say, and I'll have my big jug of water here, that it's important to have electrolytes like a Celtic salt or a pink Himalayan sea salt. A 1/4 teaspoon in half a gallon will give you all the trace minerals and electrolytes that your body needs. And so respectively, a half a teaspoon in a whole gallon. You're not going to taste it, but your body's going to thank you for it. And it's going to optimize the healing that's coming about thanks to the patch that's on you. So, and no need to wear more than 1 patch. So here we see it, that we have a very sophisticated technology all wrapped up into a little device. And of course, people take pills. Those are small to try to do things for them. Well, nothing's going in the body, nothing to swallow, nothing, no need to go to a doctor. You can simply get patches, mail to your door, begin to wear it, and begin to experience the miracle and begin to share it. How amazing is that? Alrighty. So let me move on now to the next phase. So what I'll do is I'll talk a minute about how much these patches are, how you can get some, and also how one can be rewarded financially for sharing it. Now, here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to share anything. you can simply get these patches and get them at a wholesale rate and just begin to bless your life. But what happens is when you begin to wear something that does something for you that nothing ever has, and you understand what's happening, the first people you want to call is you want to call your family and friends and let them know, okay, you guys need to be on this patch too. And that's what we did. Once we saw the miracles and for our friend, and so we wanted to call my dad, my wife's mother, our kids, our grown kids, and those are the first people we called. We didn't call them because we wanted to sell them something. We called them because we believe this is going to change their life. And so the additional on top of that is the company wants to richly reward us financially for doing that. You know, the best way to make money in life is with integrity, and that means you matter more than money. And so when I call my family and friends, I wasn't thinking about making money. I was thinking about them. I love them. I care about them. And so and love conquers all. You know, but then the company did begin to reward us financially for sharing it because they take 60% of their revenue and they share that back to those who are sharing it. And so not selling it. And so I'll explain that in a minute. And so, you know, here's the deal. If this thing was on the shelf at Walmart, excuse me, it would not jump off the aisle and tell you about these amazing things. And if it did, you wouldn't believe it anyways. I mean, if you saw it on social media or television, I don't think I would. It would take a friend calling me to tell me about this because it almost seems too good to be true. And so that's why trust is so important when it comes to getting this product out to our family and friends and getting this product out to the watching world. Trust is everything. And so, and if you care about people, that's trust and care go hand in hand. And now we have this opportunity. Now, the thing is, if you're going to do that, you don't want to become the expert. I'm an advertising guy. I'm not going to be an expert on the science of the patch. We have a website that keeps me and you from having to be a salesman. And I'm a gifted salesman, right? And matter of fact, if someone would have came to me early on and said, hey, Ken, there's money to be made in this thing. You're a really good salesman. Why don't you go help us find some other good salespeople and we can all make a lot of money? I said, hey, forget it. First of all, good salespeople are hard to come by. Then you got to train them. You got to put them through quotas, all this stuff. I'm like, not doing that. Life's too short. All right, try doing it with my advertising company. I don't want any more of that. But this is different. Word of mouth. This is word of mouth. What is word of mouth? Word of mouth is a sales force you and I don't have to train. For instance, when someone that you know and respect, maybe he's not a very good salesman at all, but they go see a great movie the night before and they come back to the office the next day and they tell everybody about it. And then what's everybody do? They go back and spend money to go see the movie. Well, that's word of mouth. And so, and that's how this thing is. This thing, we call it sharing. We want to take kind of that same person who's going to go back and tell everybody about the movie. We're going to help equip them with our team. And I share that movie in a way so they don't throw up on them and give them a spoiler alert. And maybe then they don't want to go see the movie. We'll help them share it in a way that piques their curiosity. So then they want to get on a Zoom like this or want to wear a patch or learn more about it so they can see for themselves what it's about. And this website right here, thisisinfo.com, this is a great tool when sharing the patch with somebody because it has all the clinical trials and the studies, the patent. It's got short videos on there. It's got testimonials on there. Anything about everything that one want to know about this patch is sitting on this wonderful tool, this landing page. And so it becomes the best friend for me and you when sharing the patch because now it gets to burn off us and try to explain and sell and tell everybody about something. That was interesting. All righty. So if someone could take that back off, who may have put that on? That's interesting. Thank you. I'm wearing a patch. I'm good. I don't know if you all saw that, but anyways, that screen just had a bunch of circles on. So going forward on this amazing path, so we have this is info.com as a beautiful tool. And so when someone, just show you how I use this, when someone asks me, hey, Ken, tell me more about the patch. I'm saying, listen, I've got a website. I can send you a link on it. We'll tell you all about it. And then, and take a look at the first few videos and you can see the patent. And if you like, I'll text it to you. Would you like that? Oh, sure. And so boom, now I'm done. I text them this link and now I have an opportunity to follow up with them maybe the next day and see what they think. So it's pretty powerful. Once again, we told you about the company and how it's rocketed to growth. It's going to hit $1 billion this year in revenue. And what's really amazing is we have a team that we all plug into. Now, the beautiful thing about this team is that we're all independent. Like we don't have to, I don't have to, how do I say, I don't have to submit myself to anybody. I'm a boss. I don't have to punch a time clock. We all willingly do this as part of the team. And what are we doing? We're all linking arms together to follow a system. It's a system that this couple here, Steve and Gina Merritt, they're on the left-hand side here in the black and white. They came aboard this company just 31 months ago, and in 23 days hit the highest rank in this business that typically took 4 years to do. And they said, hey, we're going to implement a system that everybody could follow that can help them be successful in a short amount of time, whatever that may be for them too. Well, my wife and I, we ended up following this system. In 11 months, we hit the highest rank in this business. And we've never really done. We were in this kind of industry many years ago, 15 years ago, for maybe 6 months, and that was it, never again. So we're like newbies coming to this thing, and to implement the system helped us because I was working 50, 60, 70 hours a week running my advertising company. I didn't really have time for a side hustle. But I don't call this a side hustle. I call this a belief hustle, because once you believe it, you want to share it, just like that good movie or a good restaurant. So when you're at the office, you just take a minute to begin to share it. And I begin to share it with my clients, with my team, with my family, with my friends, people in line at the grocery store, what have you. And because of this wonderful system, I can point people to take a further look, and I'll explain it. Well, Steve and Gina Merritt implemented the system. And what happened is their team started growing rapidly. Matter of fact, Japan, before them, was inside the global company, was leading the way on sales. But then Steve and Gina Merritt, their team began to take off. And in America, thanks to them, they began to take the way in sales. And the founder of the company, David Schmidt here on the far left, and Meredith Burke, the CEO or president of our company, she's also run billion-dollar companies before. So we have a great team. They were amazed at how rapidly our team was growing. We were breaking record after record on growth, and they'd never seen anything like this before. So they actually came to Steve and Gina Merritt's first team meeting, 2-day convention, if you will. 1,700 of us in August of 2023, and so they flew down to be part of it. And from then, our team has continued to bolster the sales. Now, over half the sales of the company come from our team. And our team, we only promote one patch. That one patch constitutes, once again, 86% of all the sales. And our team now generates about 60% of those sales worldwide. And this team now is going from 2 people just 31 months ago to over several 100,000 people. And we should hit 1 million people this year. So it's this fast growing team in the world. Our company, LifeWave, actually is the fastest growing direct selling company in the world. Think of eXp Realty, Beachbody, Mary Kay, this and that relational marketing space. And we're the fastest growing company in the world. Our team is growing faster than the company. We are the fastest growing team in the world. And you potentially have the ability, if you wanted to participate in the kind of tools we provide to make it super fast and easy to continue to live your best life, but yet share this within the busyness of your life. And that's what we did, and that's what we're helping our friends, and hopefully some of you tonight will find too. And so in that context, when you're looking at this here, this screen here, all of these things touch all of us, right? Family, time, freedom, security, travel, better health, less debt. How about no debt? What's most important to you in your life currently when you're looking at this screen? Is there one word that stands off the page most for you? For me, it was 2 things: freedom and security. See, before COVID, my advertising company, I could have sold it and probably retired. After COVID, the advertising industry changed, and now I was pressured. We couldn't fetch the same sale price. We'd have to probably reinvent the company, which is no guarantees in that. And I'd spent 10 years trying to build this thing up. Now to think about doing it again was a lot of pressure. I was in my mid-late 50s. And all the money we had saved for savings had been putting back in the company now, and we were going to get it back, and we sold it. Now we're going to get anything back. And now I was going to reinvent this thing. A lot of stress. So when my friend Joyce Johnson called up to share about the patch, she had no idea the stress I was under. And I was excited about the patch and technology. But when she said Steve and Gina Merritt hit the highest rank in this business in 23 days, that was almost like 25 grand a week. And they were going to implement a system for all of us to follow. the light bulb went on. I didn't tell Joyce this, but I thought, what's the chance that this may be a ray of hope for me in my situation financially? And so we continued on that note to buy the biggest patch of the stuff we could get, mailed out to family and friends, told them to put it on them until what happens. And that was got us started in simplicity. And from that, we became basically debt free and more. And within 11 months, we had the highest rank in the business. And 11 months after that, we were making 4 times what we normally would pay ourselves with our company. We paid ourselves a pretty good living off our business. And that gave us the ability to basically become set free financially. And so that was just 8 months ago. And in that time frame, you know, we have 0 debt now. We've been able to do some amazing things. We live on probably 20% of our income, 80% for investing and for charitable giving and for tax purposes. We just bought 90 acres recently in Malawi, Africa, for an amazing ministry, and we're just getting started. And you can get started with us. You know, listen, there's a 19-year-old kid who hit the highest rank in this company, probably making $250,000 a year in Bradenton. There's a 24-year-old making over $1 million a year. These are not salespeople, by the way. An 81-year-old grandmother in Puerto Rico hit the highest rank in this business. Over 100 of us, since Stephen G. and Amir implemented this system, have hit this rank. We have a wonderful woman named Penny. She lives in Texas, out in the Panhandle, in a town of just 700. They're mainly ranchers. She hit the highest rank in this company, you know? And so I tend to think, you know, anybody can, if there's no guarantees, but if you've got a patch that can do things that nothing else can, that's patented, so it's not a Me Too product, with a company that's a well-oiled machine. I mean, think about the growth they've had to handle, what they've had to do. They've never been late on getting us paid. Every Tuesday we get paid if there's money to be made. Never been late on getting patches out. You know, and to grow at that rate, to be able to do that and sustain that as a debt-free company is just spectacular. And it's a 20-year-old company. This is not a new business. So there's a lot of opportunity there to be able to partner with. And me as a businessman, I view LifeWave as my partner. They make the patches, they distribute the patches, they have a customer service team. They give us their own back office and websites automatically when you make a purchase, so you can order more product or do whatever you want. And all that comes with it, just when you just simply buy product. And all I got to do is open my mouth, plug into a system, get some eyeballs on a Zoom, and keep patching people and see who's open and want to be aware of this and share it and replicate. I mean, it is spectacular on so many levels. As a businessman, this is the most simplified thing I've ever seen. Also, we've got 450 of us going to this wonderful place called Punta Mita. Last year, we had 1,000 of us go to Punta Cana, and all paid by the company. And then 550 of us were on a cruise last year from Italy to Santorini and Mykonos in Greece, and then out to Croatia. It was spectacular. It's so wonderful when someone else is paying for me and you, and not you or me paying. But that's 550 people. I mean, I remember coming back every day to our room, and they must have these ninjas on the ship that make your beds or whatever, you know. Then they have these little trinkets from LifeWave. It was so awesome to be able to experience that. They also had a Bora Bora trip from some senior elite SPDs, the highest rank, which is amazing. And then Cancun also. So 4 amazing trips last year. And now we've got the first one coming up this year, next month. And we're excited. And there's going to be many more this year. And we'd love to have you with us. So here's how this thing all starts. You become excited. You become a believer. And with love in your heart, you're going to care about your family and friends. You're going to want to call them up and say, you got to get this patch with me. When you get 2 friends on your left and 2 friends on your right, we say left and right because you're going to start a left and right team. It's known as a binary, not a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. Pyramids are also like, hey, the person at the top makes all the money and everybody at the bottom wishes they could. Nope. I have 3 other people making more money than me that have come in after me. So basically, this system is beautiful. It keeps the company financially sound and rewards those who deserve to be rewarded. So it's a beautiful structure of a left and right, and you start a left and right team, 2 on your left, 2 on your right. And as that team begins to grow, your team commission, one of the ways, of the many ways the company pays, one of the ways the company pays, grows. Now, when you accomplish this structure here, and I'll tell you exactly what you purchase in a minute, but you can hit this first rank they call manager. You're not going to manage anything, but this opens you up to making up to $1,500 a week. Not then, but as the team grows, there's a cap. and you have the ability to begin to head towards that $1,500 a week cap of residual money. I remember when my wife and I, 90 days in, we had enrolled a lot of people. We were so excited. But then we went on a 2-week cruise to Hawaii, 5 Hawaii islands, and then down to Bora Bora. 4 days it took for that ship to get from Hawaii to Bora Bora. And I remember we came back $2,500 richer. And I was like, the light bulb went on. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, we were on the beach in Bora Bora. There are people we didn't even know that were excited about the patch, sharing with their family and friends. They're making purchases, and we're getting a piece of all that. I just got the gift of time bought for me. And I got excited. I want to tell my kids and my friends, you need to get onto this patch, not only for the health of it, for the potential upside, because inflation stinks. And this can be a wonderful way to bless lives and financially bless your bank account. Get on it. Residual, man, is powerful. So, but the beautiful thing about this is, as you know, you get 2 on your left and 2 on your right, and then some of your family and friends get excited. They start getting 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and on the other side, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and replicate that play. Well, all that volume goes back up to you, and your team commission gets bigger and bigger, all the way to you could hit the cap of $25,000 a week. I know that sounds like a crazy amount of money, because it is. But what's really amazing is that there are people who are actually hitting that. My wife and I actually, we actually make more than that. And how we do that is because we still haven't hit that $25,000 cap, is this thing here. And the company wants to reward you and me for sharing this with people who are now sharing it. So you enroll a friend, well, they start making, say, $1,000 a week, blue sky. Well, that's your first position. They start making $1,000 out of here. Well, you're going to get a 25% bonus, $250. Then your friend enrolls somebody. That's your second generation. And that second generation person, you may not know who it is. They enroll somebody. That's your third generation. Well, you're going to get a 20% bonus on the second and a 20% bonus on the third. So theoretically, just say each one of them are now making $1,000 a week on this right here. Well, you're going to get $250, $200, $200, $650 if they're all doing $1,000 a week. Well, we like to try to help people understand, once you get your first 4, now let's try to help you get 20 left, 20 right in 90 days. It could take you 9 months, could take you 9 years, doesn't matter. But if you shoot for a goal, because you're excited, well, that means you'd have 40 people. And if you have 40 people first generation, that means potentially you could have 40 second generation and then 40 third. That's 120 people just out of that 40 that you can be making money off of. And so you can see it gets to be very powerful, because this is unlimited. So, and if I'm talking fast and it may be a little over your head, don't worry, you don't have to figure all this out. What you just have to remember is this position here, you plus 2 friends left, 2 friends right, and replicate that play over and over, can get you paid all the ways the company pays, and can get you the trips to earn, and can basically take you to a blessed state, like for my wife and I, where now we get to live our dream. And that's what we're on this call for, not only to bring you hope and a patch that could change you and your loved ones' lives physically, because it will, but there is an opportunity to financially be blessed. And, marriages today, get broken up over stress financially. And here we have maybe an opportunity to maybe add some value back into one of the most important relationships on the planet, which is a marriage, right? So, and here's how it all starts. You buy a 3, 6, or 20 pack. Now, let me just give you a heads up. You can come in for $25, get a membership, get a position on the tree, and just get the product at wholesale at $99 a month. It's all month to month, and you're good. But if you want to get it cheaper, then you can buy one of these kits one time. Can't buy them again. And so you can buy a 3-pack, 6-pack, or 20-pack. The core advanced premium is a 3-pack. And what is a 3-pack? Well, you get 3 of these envelopes, and inside the envelope is what we call a sleeve. And inside this sleeve is going to be 30 patches, right? And this is good till, I think, January of 27. That's a long time. It's almost 2 years. I guess if you lose it a year later, it's still good, right? But and you open this up, and inside you're going to find 30 patches. And you just pull one of these out. There's 2 there. And you just peel off the sticker, and then you put it on wherever you want. And so put it next to your toothbrush in the morning, slap it on after dinner, take it off. So now you have a month's supply in one of these called a sleeve. And so you can buy a 3-pack, a 6-pack, or a 20-pack and get it for less than $99 a 3-pack, for $89 on a 6-pack, or about $87 and change on a 20-pack. Now, my wife and I, we did the 20 pack. Why we do that? Because if you get a 6 or 20 pack, that opens you up to get paid all the ways the company pays. And as long as you're willing to go on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance reorder, which is all month to month, you can click off anytime, then you're now qualified to start making, you open yourself up to get paid all the ways the company pays. So now if you have a 3-pack, then that limits you to $100 a week on the residual money. So, and basically the 3-pack also, that gives you your 90-day supply. Remember, 90% of those, 97% of those who wear this product 90 days are going to definitely see results. So at a minimum, it's important that people understand to wear this for 90 days. Now you can wear it for 30 days or less and then say it didn't work and get your money back. But don't even waste your time on 30 days and the 30-day back money guarantee, because you want to get access to the benefit of the health that's now going to be happening inside you from your brain being blessed, from your cardiovascular getting younger, from your skin getting better, and so much more, from aches and pains and what have you that begin to dissipate away. And yeah, if you got shoulder pain, back pain, neck pain, I mean, you've come to the right place. What a blessing. So once again, you can get a 3, 6, or 20 pack. And if one's going to build the business, if you will, share the business, then you want to be on a 6 or 20 pack on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance. And so, and then if going back to this picture here, if you on a 6 or 20 pack on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance, and then your friends are on a 3-pack, the 2 left and 2 right, there's 4 friends, and on a 1-sleeve monthly maintenance, then that qualifies the position as manager. And then we replicate that play over, and that takes you all the way up to those team commissions we're talking about. So, the value also, why did I do a 20 pack? Because when I saw this, I said, okay, I believe in the law of abundance. He who scatters sparingly is going to reap sparingly. He who scatters bountifully reaps bountifully. And I said to Joyce, is there a bigger kit we can buy? No, this is the biggest kit, and you can never buy it again. You only buy it one time. And I said, okay, well, I'm all in. I'm going to go mail this out and, break open these patches, mail 3 or 4 here and there to family and friends and see what happens. And that took off for us. What that also did is it gave us additional sleeves. So when we signed somebody up, we could place patches with them. And then when they got their patches in 3, 4, 5 days later, they can give us that sleeve back. So now they got to, we'd front them a sleeve. They'd open it up, start wearing patches that night and each day. And then so we could help get the miracle going. I remember we had a friend of ours that we did that with. They bought a 20 pack from us after church one night. And we went back to the car, fronted them a sleeve. They put it on that night. They called next one and said, hey, we haven't slept this good in years. 2 days later, Joe's called me saying, listen, I've seen 4 chiropractors in 10 years, and none of them helped me feel this good. And now they're excited, wanting to call their family and friends, tell them about the patches. They still hadn't had their patches in the mailbox yet. But because we put them in the miracle play, if you will, then that began to happen sooner for them. And so we helped to collapse time versus having them wait 3 to 5 days to finally get theirs and then start that process. And so we wanted to really get this thing going if we want to get the miracles going, because once the miracles start coming, your belief goes up and you're going to want to call more family and friends or tell people on the street about these patches, because basically it's the fire in there that gets you excited. And it makes life much easier. Like if you're super excited about a movie, you want to tell people. You're super excited about a restaurant, you want to tell people. You're super excited about a patch, you're going to want to tell people. And so, and having more product to tell with and share with makes it easier to place product with. That's awesome. Now, if you can't afford that, no worries. That's why you need to be in the business, because we're going to get to there. But you can get for $535, you can still get your 6-pack, and that gives you 1 for you, 1 for a spouse, and 4 to get in business with, and go from there. Now, the 3-pack, that's just really somebody's going to kick the tires and try it, and they're limited to $100 a week. So, which one are you? Now, here's one other benefit. If you do buy the 20-pack, the 2-sleeve monthly subscription, which is a requirement to be able to get paid, and that starts a month after. Well, if on the premium pack, this 20-pack, that doesn't start till 90 days after. So that means next month or the following month, you're credited as if you had 2 sleeves coming in, meaning you don't have to make a purchase for them next month or the following. That's going to save you $199 times 2, basically $400. And so your 2-sleeve monthly subscription is not going to start till 90 days out. And so you get that added benefit, that added savings. And in addition to having the additional sleeves, to get you going. And also you'll find that friends will do as friends do. So 1 in 4 of my friends would ask me, hey, what did you do? I'd say, I got a 20 pack. They buy a 20 pack too. And by the way, when you enroll somebody on a 3 pack, 6 pack, or 20 pack, you get a $35 bonus, a $75 one-time bonus, and a $405 one-time bonus. So it doesn't take long to recoup your money back from just sharing. And also, if someone just wants to try the patches, a husband and wife just say, hey, we just want to try it first for the 90 days. Then that advance, that 6 pack is perfect because it gets it down to $89 each. And now they both have 3 for each other. And obviously, what we've seen 97% of the time, they're going to be seeing results well within that time. And usually, it's so important that each spouse gets on at the same time because one usually has a different result than the other. Hey, my wife had hot flashes. I didn't need that, but she did. My stress. And so we got very excited because we got to share with each other the things we began to see with each other, and that made it even better. So I hope that helps there. And then once again, we're part of a team. It's called This Is It Team, led by Stephen Gina Merritt. So we have thisisitteam.com. This is a team Facebook. This is a team YouTube. This is a team school, SKOOL. And that's our major umbrella, if you will, of the franchise system we follow that we all plug into to help each other get really great at sharing this product and plugging people in. And so we also have 2 times a year an event. And this is really important. And it's done on a Friday night and all day Saturday. And then typically is a Sunday church service if one wants to attend. And it's catered to busy people who don't have a lot of time. But when one goes to an event like this, their belief goes deeper. Their results get more fruitful. And so what happens is if you go, you're going to come out excited, wanting to enroll even more people. Well, if you had 10 more friends with you go that are underneath you on your team, they're going to come out more excited, signing more people up, getting more patches out, and getting more revenue up. So your paycheck's going to go up. It's the smartest way to increase your paycheck. Our paycheck went from $1,000 a week to $1,000 a day because we had over 60 people come to an event like this. And they got excited. And over a period of a few months, we watched our paycheck rise. But we only do 2 of these events a year. We really need 3. And the next one is in August. And it's going to sell out because now we have 100 SPDs. This is the highest rank in the business. And we've never had that many because it's happening so quickly. And so it's important that those who really are thinking about this opportunity need to thoroughly think about getting one of these tickets. So we have a Zoom schedule. Every night of the week, we have Zooms going on. Monday night at 8 and 10 o'clock. Last night was an amazing one. We have one tonight, right? There was another one went on today o'clock at 3 o'clock. There's another one tomorrow that goes on at 6 a.m. in the morning for Sydney, Australia. And there's one tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And then there's a Thursday Spanish Zoom. There's a Friday 12 noon Zoom. But there's more Zooms, believe it or not. Just can't fit them all here. Why is that important? Because your job, if you participate with us, is to get eyeballs on Zoom so people can decide for themselves what they want to do, similar to what hopefully you're going to think about what you want to do now for you. So here we are. What would you like to do? Are you a 3, a 2, or 1? Do you want to do more research? Go to thisisinfo.com. Would you like to get some patches? Get back with the person who invited you and determine which pack you'd like to be able to get started with. Or do you want to hit the go button on this amazing rewarding program because you're thinking about people you love and care about that you want to call them, know about this opportunity, get them on a Zoom so maybe they can see what you see too, and get a 6 or 20 pack. Get on a 2C monthly subscription and then partner with us and we'll help you run. So it's been an honor to share this evening with you. And so may God bless you in your decision that you make. And I pray that it's one that gives you the ability to really participate in this opportunity because the best part of this is watching the lives change of people you love and care about, like my granddaughter, 3 years old, level 3 on the scale of autism, February 10th, get the patch on her, and immediately things change. Immediately the next day, her therapist is like, how's Liliana now focused? And eventually becomes verbal. Remember, level 3 is nonverbal, non-focused. And when you have grandchildren and then that smile at you, love you, and call you granddad, but then you have one who doesn't even speak, won't even look at you, not even look at a toy. It's heartbreaking. But guess what she does now? Now Liliana, a year later, she looks at me, she smiles, she'll hug me, she'll laugh. What a blessing. So that's really where it's all at, right? Changing lives, loving people, and the money will follow. Once again, it's been an honor, and give you
And
back with the person who invited you. And yes, go ahead, Tab.
I put the Believers for Life resources in the chat if anyone wanted to document them before you exit out.
Thank you, Tab, for sharing that. Yes, I have a community called Believers for Life, because this is a team is so huge. We've simply taken all the wonderful things they've done and haven't changed anything, and we just packaged it together in a local community called Believers for Life. And in the chat, you'll see that Tabitha has put for you. And so if you text the word hello to the 727-250-5965 number, that will give you the ability to get connected to our team and to be able to get on the text thread. Also give you the ability to join our school platform. And so you can see, and let me just, since we have just a minute here, I want to show you this screen share school with you so you know what we're talking about, because a visual aid always helps. And so let me go back and share this here. So this is School, SKOL. If you haven't heard about it yet, you'll probably hear more about it. It's the fastest growing platform like itself in the world. It's kind of like a Facebook, but meant for local groups like this and other corporate groups. And what it does is it says community at the top, classroom, calendar. And so this is our centralized resource by which you can come to. And so this is for the calendar, one can come here, change this button here and see all the Zooms coming on for just this week. Like we have an amazing lady Zoom tomorrow at noon that my wife does. There'll be 30, 40 other women on that we just started not too long ago. It's been growing, giving women a safe place to come, share their experiences with this patch, and bring their friends to learn more about it. And so, and you have that right here, at the lady Zoom tomorrow. And you just click this link here and boom, it's going to take you to that opportunity. So, and then we have a classroom because to help you learn. So you just watch what we see here, this welcome video. It gives you a scope and sequence. And then we have steps to make it easy. 7 steps on how to basically help you learn to grow, to build this business, and that we're all kind of following. And then we also have testimonials and other presentations that you can see replays on. And so we have just a lot that gives you an opportunity to have one central source to come to make life easy and to help you learn and to grow with us. And this is also inside that link that she sent. So thank you, Tab, for sharing that. And alrighty. Well, once again, it's been an opportunity, a blessing to be with you and get back with the person who did invite you and let them know what you'd like to do. And then hopefully we'll look forward to seeing you again soon on the next Zoom. Alrighty, blessings, everybody.